welcome to Cues with Dogs. Today we are going to talk about involuntary empathy and chemicals. Involuntary empathy is something that is, I believe, exclusive to dogs because of their ability to smell. Their ability to smell is 10,000 times greater than ours. And they do have the ability to detect chemicals, as we see in working dogs. Over and over again, as we see in therapy dogs, diabetic dogs, seizure dogs. They are smelling those chemicals in your body. And I thought that it would be interesting to kind of go over where those chemicals are coming from, to kind of let you know really how many there are, how many possible combinations there are, and in regards to your behavior personally, and how the dogs interpret that information. And so let's start with the nerves. There was something about 6 to 8 months ago that I learned about, and I got really excited about it. I couldn't stop reading about it. It's the vagus nerve. And for purposes of this, to keep it short, I just need to share with you that it's a nerve that runs through your body. It has lots of connections in your stomach, and it has lots of connections in your brain, and it's very much connected to the amygdala in regards to emotional regulation, which dogs have to do as well, but they take their cues from us. So anyways, within that nerve and all the other various nerves that are in our body, I'm going to run down the chemicals that the neurotransmitters are. I'm probably not saying this right. So two neurons meet, the neurotransmitters kind of in the middle, which allows them to transfer the information. So neurotransmitters that we need to know about. We're talking about serotonin, we're talking about dopamine, we're talking about GABA, norepinephrine, glutamate, endorphins, and there are others as well. And you can look into that. But that's a pretty good list to start with. So that's your nerve system. Now let's talk about what travels through your blood, because there's a lot more chemicals that come from there. But I'm not going to talk about the chemicals because I imagine that's long and I probably can't pronounce them all. So I'm just going to flight it for now. But I am going to talk about the areas that they come from so that you can understand how many chemicals might be coming from various different places. Adrenal gland. One of the chemicals that dog trainers like to talk about a lot is cortisol. So that's coming from your adrenal gland. It's being transported through your blood system. Pituitary glands, your kidneys will send insulin through your blood for your body to know what it's supposed to do. Pancreas, ovaries, we're talking estrogen, progesterone, testicles, testosterone. It's hard to say those two together for me. I don't know why. Your thyroids, your pineal gland, your hypothalamus, which is in your brain, and your thymus, which is also in your brain. So anyways, your blood is carrying chemicals from all those various different areas, and they're running through your blood. Whatever those chemicals are, your dogs can smell them because they're that good. What else is being carried in your bloodstream? Oxygen, sugar, calcium, all the vitamins and minerals that you absorb through your food or through supplements. Those things are going through your body. In regards to smell, as we know, dogs have the ability to decipher how much molecular structure there is, to determine how much based on our reaction. So they know something about us that we don't know ourselves. So let's think about this. As I spoke to you about before, the nose goes directly to your amygdala. It goes directly to your limbic system, meaning it has so much ability to access information about how you feel or the experience that you're going through. Same thing with a dog. It goes straight to their emotional well-being, and that is what makes them involuntarily empathetic. I think that is a skill that we as human beings should be looking at and developing with our dogs, because their ability to be empathetic is much higher than ours is. And I wouldn't say that with everyone, but I would say that with a large majority, only because of the fact that we really don't have a tremendous understanding about how we function. Am I the most empathetic person? No, I got growth to do. Thank goodness I have something to do while I'm sitting here on Earth. And so anyways, those are the chemicals. The other part about the involuntarily empathetic is that dogs have something in their eyeballs, and I call it a flicker flash. I think it's called something else, but that's just what I call it. But it allows them to pick up movement very, very well. So you can see as I'm talking, my face changes all the time based on what I'm saying. My dog sees those micro flinches, and even though they may not act like they're aware of it, they very much are. So through our movement, even our body movement, you know, how heavy our foot hits the floor, you know, how quickly we raise an arm, if we flinch, yeah, they're very alert to those things. So that also increases their empathetic level. The last part that makes them involuntarily empathetic is that when they hear the words that we speak, they're very much tuned in to our tone. So tones typically come from emotions. So if somebody's annoyed, they might say something sarcastic. Sarcasm has a very different tone than empathy actually does. If somebody's angry, they might scream or yell, and that is a very different tone. So it's important to understand and know that your dog is tuned into that stuff. And whatever you're doing, paired with whatever chemical is in your body, is how your dog is responding. And much of what we end up learning has to do with mimicking. So whoever you choose to be, your dog is an extension of that. I think that's important. Next thing I want to talk about is oxygen levels in the blood. And I want to explain this to you so that you really understand what we are doing when we ourselves personally are entering into a threatening state or aggression or fear, and what the dog is doing when they're entering that spatial area as well. Our brain needs 22% of the oxygen that goes through our bloodstream. Our muscles need 22% of the oxygen that goes through our bloodstream. Our liver needs 21%. Now, why is that important? Because as I mentioned about the circle of nerves and the circle of blood that runs through your body, one is ascending and one is descending. So when it is ascending, and that's the variance level that I talk about, when it's ascending, it's sending information there. When it's descending, it's figured out how to use it, what to do with it, and it's going to send those chemicals down to your liver for your liver to take care of the toxins. Here's the deal. If you're operating on your right amygdala, like I have done most of my life, combating narcissistic behavior, manipulation, and emotional abuse, it's going to dump into your liver all the toxins. If your liver can't handle all those toxins, it's going to dump it right back into your bloodstream, and you're going to have various different symptoms of illness as a result of it. Example, I have arthritis. I discovered probably about 3 or 4 months ago that my dog has a bone disease where the bone grows and deteriorates almost in the exact same place. What you should know about calcium is something that gets brought up through your bloodstream, but calcium, I don't understand the exact connection, but when you're in a threatening situation and you're trying to protect yourself, it will draw calcium that is needed for that information to be distributed. It doesn't always pull it from your bloodstream. If you don't have enough calcium, it is actually going to pull it from your bones. So not only has my calcium been pulled from my bones, because my dog is involuntarily empathetic, she has a similar ailment to me. So I think that's important, and I think it's relevant. I can't say that that's what's happening for sure, but I can almost guarantee you, based on what I know about a dog's ability to smell and what I now know about the various different chemicals and chemical makeups that happen in our body as a result of feeling stressed or feeling relaxed, I think we make an impact without even knowing that we're making an impact, and I think that's important. So anyways, that was about 65% of your oxygen. The other 16% gets allocated to different areas in your body, and one of them is your immune system. So your immune system needs a lot less oxygen to function than your brain, your muscles, and your liver. And you should keep that in mind, because when it comes time for my dog to really start dealing with the bone disease that she has, how much oxygen she has allocated to her various areas, and making sure that she has enough and that it's allocated correctly is going to very much, in my opinion, determine the lifespan of her ability to fight that disease, as it will mine when I go into surgery. So for me now, understanding this stuff, creating an atmosphere of safety, emotional safety, and physical safety is imperative to me in order to maintain my ability to be healthy. So anyways, chemicals and your dog's involuntary empathy. It's good stuff. Anyways, glad you joined me today. Thank you so much, and have a great day.